I will make presentation. Example, the unreal world. Dr. Ali Jazayeri, Associate Professor of Clinical Psychology at the Chicago School of Professional Psychology, Los Angeles campus, believes there are clear and present dangers that must be addressed. I definitely believe that social media has had a significant impact on our lives. The world we see on Facebook and other social media platforms is not the real world. It's a human creation, Jazayeri explained. Among the other dangers that Facebook may pose in our lives, such as a lack of privacy, is the habit of constantly comparing ourselves to others. When people are happy, they tend to post a lot of happy things. When I'm unhappy, however, I will consciously or unconsciously compare myself to others. As a result, I create a world that isn't real because I imagine that everyone in that world is happy except for me. While each social media site has its own personality and purpose, the widely popular Facebook and its estimate 1 billion active monthly users has gained the most attention from psychology for the potential to distort an individual's sense of self and sense of other people. Conscious College. Dr. Elazar Eusebio, an assistant professor in the Department of School Psychology, has been fascinated with the concept of virtual worlds and social media since the early chatroom of the 1990 Something I like to talk about a lot in psychotherapy are the various dimensions of consciousness. He says it can get really psychological if you're going to look at what kind of behavior people are putting out there. I have been studying Jungian analysis, and I do find it interesting, especially when you look at personality whether your inner nature tends toward paranoia, narcissism, manic, depressive, or even melodramatic behaviors is Eusebio says these things unconsciously manifest themselves rather publicly in an online setting. The professional fiber. John Fowler received an M.A. in psychology at TCSPP's Chicago campus in 29 and for several years made his business teaching other professionals how to use social media to advance their career. Their years have passed since he published his book, Graduate to LinkedIn, Jumpstart Your Career Support Network Now. And he says the social media of today is already vastly different. Professionally, you say that you want to brand yourself, but you can sometimes get so lost in branding yourself the way you want to be perceived that what you present online isn't what you really are. When potential employers meet you in person, they want you to be consistent. Caution Fowler, who now works at Deloitte Consulting and sometimes use his social media background to help clients leverage their brands. However, in a virtual world where everyone express and reality is always slightly distorted. The temptation to lure or stretch the truth is stronger than ever. It's one thing to pursue practice vocation photo on Facebook or to express how wonderful your life is, or for the clear benefit of ex-boyfriends or college rivals. But when it comes to LinkedIn and other professional use of social media, truth and ethics are just as important online as they are on your pride resume. One half the thing that's gone on over time is the social media world isn't always real. It is reality. I think we need to keep that in mind. Fowler says there's a fine line between branding yourself well and strike up applying and misrepresenting your experience. Lessons have always been prone to exaggeration, despite the best advice to be ready to back up any degree or certification you might claim to have earned. However, in a virtual world where it is understood that everyone exists and reality is always slightly distorted, the temptation to lie or stretch the truth is more pervasive than ever. And for the younger generation, people who were born into this age, there's a danger there that they could possibly take this as the way the world is, he continues. I think some people want to hit. You go on Twitter and you have an avatar and you want to hide behind it. But when that doesn't match up to who you really are, especially professionally, that's when it comes back to haunt you. That said, Lawler says he still believes in the professional power of social networking sites like Line and more recently, Facebook pages being utilized by business and organizations. Social media has its advantage and disadvantages. It's a tool, and like any tool, you can use it the wrong way. There are great things that come out of it. Just recently, it was instrumental in raising money for people who were affected by Hurricane Sandy, and I think it's going to help. The social aspect of this platform is going to live on. What remains to be seen is how this will affect the way we conduct business. Love in the time of social media. In all of the incursion and manifestation of social media in our lives, one aspect that can be ignored, particularly when it comes to how we present ourselves and perceive others, is how the always want must be perfect virtual world has changed our most intimate relationship. Wherever you're single 20 something looking for a Mr. or Mrs. or a newly divorced parent dipping your toes back into the dating scam online set such as Match.com have revolutionized the idea of how we meet and connect with new people. The fairly tale endings are legendary, as are the tales of love, loss, and heartbreak. But what is often overlooked is how the surreal world of social media operates. People who are already in domestic partnership, marriage, and other long-term partnership. Dr. Melody Beckham, a licensed clinical therapist assistant, dean of academic affairs, and chair of the marital and family therapy program. Campus says social media and the distraction of technology cause problems for couples. because they provide another way to disconnect or not disconnect. That disconnect the pattern refers to is at the very heart of what occurs in counseling in together alone. As we instant message, email, text, and Twitter, technology reward the boundaries between intimacy and solid see writers we talk of getting rid of our emails as thought as not are so much excess big. The nature avoid making telephone calls, fearful that they reveal too much. They would rather text than talk those to choose keyboard over the human voice. The irony of it all is that we can see it happening to our kids, our friends, even ourselves. We know it's a problem, but we don't know how to stop it. As Jazayeri points out, social media is here to stay and is a new reality. We must deal with the question is how do we find balance? Sites like Facebook can be positive in connecting people. In my classes, we do family diagrams, and students are connecting with people across the country or across the world. Facebook is great for meeting up with people. That's why it can be positive, but to a limit degree. Because once you've made that connection, unless you talk on the phone or have some verbal communication, you're limited to verbal soundbites, Bacon says. Dr. Tom Barrett, department chair and associate professor in the clinical psychology department, Chicago campus, shares many of the same concerns as this college about people losing themselves in this new virtual world. But they also believe that the motivation for connecting online is the same as our brain, a human urge to belong and to be accepted. It's not that the ability to network this way is a problem. People have always experienced the range of emotion from the insecure to the confident. He says, I think we tend to think the technology is what is causing the problem, but we just have a new way of expressing an old problem. It's a long-standing reality that people struggle in relationship. This is new way to disconnect from your family or partner or loved one, but it's just a new form of doing an old as Jazayeri says. Social media is here to stay and is a new reality. We have to contend with. The question is how do we find balance? I definitely do not want to discard the benefit of all this connectivity, but there has to be a limit to it. He continues, I hope people can begin to reckon that Facebook and social media can be a substitute for everything in their life. Instead of me sitting and reading other people's posts on Facebook for 2 hours, I can go do some community work. Maybe I need to ask myself, why do I always have to be so busy with someone what is not real?